Alright, so having some, I don't know what it is lately. My OBS has been a little bit finicky. Or maybe I've just been too tired when I've been streaming. Alright. Do we want to go south or do we want to go north? I think we want to take a look at our quest log. North. Yeah, that's north. Or deep south. See, north, south. Alright, let's go north. What a beautiful sunset. Alright, let's get the fingers warm. Let's warm it up. Hey, Jack, what's up? Thank you, sir. If you look at the bottom left corner of the screen, you'll see my level down here, level 16, and the bottom right corner shows the level I'm going to, which is level 17. This character I created pretty recently. I mean, what a this is why Dark Shores is my favorite zone. I mean, it doesn't look any better than this. You know, it's like the best zone. Yeah. Oh, she just took my mob. You stinking little gnome! I kill you. I punch you into next year. No, we're just killing for XP too at the moment. So it's built into the WoW 1.14 client. It's a thing just called Action Camera. You go into my macro here. You can see here that I've got a couple console commands. You can create a macro and put these 3 commands in it, and it will just utilize the action cam that's actually already built into the 1.14 client. We'll offset the camera. And then you can also create another macro. It just says /console action cam default, which will flip it back. So if I toggle between these 2 macros, it's just going to turn action cam on and off. No problem. It may not work for you right out of the box because Blizzard has made some changes to the client that sometimes turns off a certain global setting. So if those commands don't work, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the macro. It just means that there's a specific global setting that you don't have turned on. Something to do with allowing the camera to be modified. The only way I know to fix that is to install an add-on called Dynamic Cam, and just kind of turn that add-on on and kind of make sure that it's working, and then turn that add-on back off again, and then try using your action cam macro. That's actually resolved the problem for me. If you run into that issue, you may not. Yeah, dynamic cam. I think I have it in my add-on list. Okay. Let's see, add-ons. Yeah, you can see this one here, dynamic cam. Like that is an add-on you would download. And so if that macro doesn't work, just download this add-on, go ahead and enable it, make sure that it's working, that your camera's offsetting correctly with that add-on, and you can play around with the settings on that one, and then if it is, you can either continue to use that add-on, or you can just, what I would recommend, just flip it off and then try that macro. Yeah, you never used to have any issues with it, but Blizzard has one of the updates. They constantly were updating things, making the action cam a little, just making it a little finicky, basically. Blizzard loves to break stuff. Oh God, thank God for coffee. Used to be able to view the global settings with the Advanced Interface Options add-on, but Blizzard has since, I think, broken that add-on. So there was haven't really read it, but I guess Blizzard did put a post out for the retail version of the game fairly recently, where they declared their intentions to defect. Now, sorry, the movie quote, where they declared their intentions to possibly update. I'm not sure when, but I believe they talked about maybe updating the WoW to the point where add-ons won't be allowed anymore, or something like that. I could be wrong on that, but I haven't read it. But I just saw a little bit of a video earlier today where there was some grumblings around something like that, which I think is a good move on their part. I mean, I think add-ons should be certainly. I'm not a fan of add-ons. I just think it's a headache that we don't really need in an MMO. So. Yeah, I mean, it's just, Blizzard's in a battle with the add-on makers right now as far as like PvE content, as far as like raids and stuff. They put out like new raids, and the add-on makers are trying to update their add-ons to basically tell people what to do in the raid. Like, oh, warning, boss is about to do this mechanic or whatever like that, which I think is stupid because now Blizzard has to make the raids so incredibly complicated, and it's just this battle going back between them and the add-on manufacturers or the add-on makers, and it's really stupid, to be honest, because the game, players should have to figure stuff out. They shouldn't just be relying on an add-on to tell them what to do. So, so I'm a big advocate of getting rid of those types of add-ons. I don't have a problem with certain add-ons, but I just think if you want to be good about it, just make your game do. I mean, an MMO should have what it needs, right? The interface and everything should have the stuff built into it. There's no need to have to install an add-on to move my UI elements around. And Blizzard finally kind of addressed that in the retail version with the the HUD editor. But I mean, come on, there were games like Rift, and games that came out 2013, 2014 that have better interfaces that World of Warcraft has had. The WoW's ever had. It's kind of ridiculous. They've just completely overlooked trying to make the interface a really priority as far as making it high quality. And I mean, I love add-ons too, to a certain degree. Like, I'm running a Guild Wars 2 add-on here for my interface, which looks amazing. At least to me, it looks amazing, and it has all kinds of functionality built into it that I like. But I would be completely fine with losing all that functionality to basically you know, just to get rid of add-ons entirely, because it's so annoying. It's such a headache, right? Like, let's say I stop playing WoW for like 2 or 3 months, and then I come back and play. I've got to download every add-on again. I got to make sure everything's working, and then like, what if I go and play like a different version of WoW? The add-ons are different, and it's just such a pain. Oops. I just woke up from like a long nap, so I'm kind of asleep here. So I'm kind of playing half-assed here. I haven't really gotten in my groove yet. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to tell based on visual cues. Like, I should look at a boss, and when he does a certain visual cue, maybe he drops his, like, if he's wielding a two-handed spear, for example, and maybe right before he does a specific attack, he lowers the spear from his chest down to his waist, like, just subtly, like, some subtle stuff like that. That should be enough for me to pick up on, eventually say, oh, this is what he does during this move, and now, you know, as a tank or healer, I have to watch out for that, and that cues me into a certain ability that's coming up that may do a lot of damage, you know, etc. It should be more like that. It shouldn't be that there's an add-on that says, "Oh my God, boss move incoming, 2 seconds, 5, you know, or 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1." You know, that's just stupid. It's like literally stupid. Oh, really? My timing's all screwy right now.
You can kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Gotta put the gaming sleeve on. The gaming sleeve must be put on. Oh, I'm tired. It's a long day today. Tomorrow I gotta work. Ozone looks better than Darkshore, man. I've always said this is my favorite zone. I mean, it just looks so badass.
Survive, and I'm not scared of your stolen power. See right through you anyhow. I won't soothe your pain. I won't ease your strain. You'll be waiting in vain. I got nothing for you to gain. I'm taking it slow, feeding my flame, shoveling the cards of your game, and just in time, in the right place, suddenly I will play my ace. I will soothe your pain. I won't ease your strain. You'll be waiting in vain. I got nothing for you to gain. Eyes on fire, your spine is ablaze, failing any forward my gaze, and just in time, in the right place, steadily emerging with grace. Failing any forward my gaze. Steadily emerging with grace. Failing any forward my gaze. take the time to make some sense of what you want to say, and cast your words away upon the waves, and sail them home with acquiesce on a ship of hope today. And as they land upon the shore, tell them not to fear no more. Say it loud and sing it proud today.
Salsini! You gotta have the good enchants.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
It's such a good enchant too. Like I mean, when you like have the option, right? Like you're thinking about, well, I'm gonna level a priest up. Like what? You could go with spell power, right? But spell power isn't good, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, what's a mana issue? I mean, intellect is the best because low level priest. I mean, you're constantly when you're leveling, you're going to be running into some mana issues. So I always go with plus 22 intellect. I put some bracers with plus 7 intellect, and then I throw superior mana on my chest at plus 65 mana. And that shit's good for like, I mean, just those 3 items, like these level 1, these are all level 1 items. And I've been using those 3 level 1 items since level 1, obviously, and I'm level 16, so it's just amazing. And actually, the intellect gives you crit, right? So it increases your crit, so it does help with your damaging spells, but it's all about just reducing the downtime, you know? Exactly. Oh, yeah, skinning knife. Yeah, you showed me that. You're the one who showed me that little tip, that little gem, because anybody can use a skinning knife. And I put it on my one-hand mace, that way I can go with like offhand items. Like for example, like currently I'm using the Tear Grieve, which gives me plus 5 intellect as well. So, like I could have put it on a staff or something in case I wanted to use it on my other classes. But honestly, if I'm playing a mage or a warlock, I'm going to go with probably spell power. So I'm not really. And actually, the plus 22 intellect enchant's a lot cheaper. It's like way cheaper than spell power. Like all it is, I mean, it's just like 15 shards, like large brilliant shards. And then just the greater eternal essence and like maybe one other thing. So it's actually, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's way cheaper than spell power. Like you're talking like, I don't know, maybe 150 gold or something, which is a lot, obviously, but I think the spell power one is going to be double that, in at least double. Yeah, it's a good little offhand. How you doing, Zalson? I haven't seen you in, what, a week? I'm on the PvP server, and I'm just trying to get this character ready for Burning Crusade. Because I want to take these guys into Burning Crusade. You know, this one on my Hunter, so... I was playing on Dreamside, but there were just too many people that I kept seeing playing on NightSlayer. And I was like, you know what? People on the stream are going to much more enjoy watching me get ganked. You know what I mean? The PvP encounters. So I figured NightSlayer is the place to be. It is. There's more people. It's a higher population. And it'll stay that way because it is the PvP classic server to play on. You know? Yeah. The reason I started off on NightSlayer. My goal was to always play NightSlayer. The problem I ran into, Zalson, is I was leveling a Protection Paladin, and it was so frustrating getting like the dragon buff, you know, on me, and then getting like, you know, all my potions and, you know, popping like, you know, all these potion buffs and, you know, just getting like 10 different buffs on my character and then walking out the door, taking a flight path to a questing area, a questing hub, and then getting ganked by some like, you know, mage, like level 60 mage, and just losing like all those buffs. It was just like, it was so frustrating. And I was like, and it was slowing down my leveling like tremendously. Like literally it was gimping my leveling like very hardcore. And so I was like, no, fuck this. I'm going to play, and I had been playing hardcore servers for like a couple of years. And of course, you know, on hardcore, you're not, you know, hardcore servers aren't PvP. No one's ganking me on a hardcore server, right? So Yeah. You start playing ahead a few Horde tunes. Oh my god. That sucks, dude. There's nothing worse than losing stuff in the mail system. Yeah. The free action potions, the large C4 bombs, I mean, stuff like that sells really good. Ah, that sucks, man. Well, if you send them to like the one thing is if you craft a bunch of stuff and you mail them to one character, you have the time it takes for that to expire, and then I think they do get mailed back. Like if I mailed all those potions to one character and I didn't open up those mails, you've got what, like 30 days or something, and then after those 30 days they will go back to your first character, I'm pretty sure. Oh, you were gone for 5 months. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh shit, dude. Yeah. That sucks.
Show is over, close the storybook. Will be no one.
Yeah. 5 months, damn. You were gone a while. Are you gonna be playing some Chrono Odyssey when it comes out? Because it looks like it could be interesting. More of an action-based combat, though. But I'm definitely excited to play Chrono Odyssey. Hopefully I'll get into the beta, but I don't know. Or the playtest. It's, I think, a couple weeks from now. We can hope. Honestly, I'm not sure. Even Chrono does have monthly sub? I'm not sure. I hope it does. They have said no pay to win whatsoever. Of course, we've heard that before, but it's not. It's a different company. The company that created the game is Chrono something. Let me kill this guy before I get killed.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Jeez, that guy hits hard. It's made by Chrono Studio. Developers Chrono Studio Incorporated. It is published by Kakao Games, though, but they claim in an interview with Kanan, they claim that it's definitely not pay to win. So. Right here, yeah, Kanan did a video where he talks to the guy and just basically asks him like point blank. He says it's not going to be any pay to win. He says all they're going to do is cosmetics. I don't know if it's monthly sub though. Oh, here I'm on the Discord, and they're actually really active on the Discord. In fact, if I really wanted to be a part of the community for Chrono Odyssey, I really should be more active on their Discord, because their Discord is very transparent. Like if you go to Chrono Odyssey here, it's really cool. They have Meet the Team on here, where they sit here and give bios on everybody who works on the team for Chrono Odyssey, which is really cool, I think. Big fan of that. And these people post stuff on in the announcement section. You know, now recruiting content creator service. I actually tried to do that, but it was Kakao Partners, and that shit's weird, man. They needed access to my account and everything. Like, I actually would have to give them access to my YouTube account, like, directly, which is, I thought was really bizarre. So I definitely said no. But there's, like, different events. What was it? There was something in here where the developers were streaming and stuff. Where is it at? I don't see it. But it does look like it's a pretty cool Discord for a game. But anyways, some Discord servers for gaming companies are really good. Well, most of them aren't. So, and I think Chronos looks pretty good. So, this ambient sound's getting a little bit much, but it's still pretty early in the. But the fact that they're doing an open playtest is. Oh, you probably haven't seen the. If you check out the trailer, they released one just recently. And let me show it to you. I think I put it in the Discord. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think it's right here. Check this out. Yeah, let's watch this real quick.
I saw my world fall to ash, consumed by the void. Try as I might to further advance. 'Twas all for naught. Some say time stops for no one. Neither man nor God, living nor dead. Yet what then of those who deigned to turn back the hands of fate? To save what remains of our broken worlds, you need only take my hand. Return to the past, where your journey awaits.
So this video I think came out yesterday. I think it was just the day before yesterday, but yeah, they I've already signed up. You can sign up for the playtest on Steam, but they didn't announce when the playtest was going to be until yesterday, the day before yesterday, on June 20th, 22nd. So yeah, 13 days from now. So I'm just hoping I get in. I don't know if I will. I hope I get in. So because that would be so awesome to be able to get in there and just see what it's like. Yeah, the combat looks more almost like a Dark Souls, but they claim everything I've seen is the combat is definitely a lot faster. It's more like if you've ever played Vindictus. It's more like Vindictus. If you've ever, I think to me that's the closest thing I can compare it to, because it's not Dark Souls because Dark Souls is a lot more slower and methodical. I guess it's kind of like Elden Ring, but even Elden Ring has like slower moments, so it feels a little bit more like Vindictus to me. Look back in anger. What did you say? At least not today. I'm missing a... Oh. What am I missing? A grain? I thought I had them all. It's not. Ah, it's from the camp. Never mind. Let's just kill them all. Let's just kill them all. We need the XP anyway. Besides, let me drink my coffee. I know, man. You know me. You know me. I love killing stuff. Like if there's an option to like skip mobs to do something, I won't. I will take that option like very rarely. I'm just gonna knock my way through everybody and kill everybody. This is when I'm getting experience, right? Getting experience. Oh man, Zolson, I got the biggest Rice Krispie treat in the kitchen right now. We went to this place called Florida Cracker Kitchen, which has really good food, by the way, and they had these gigantic Rice Krispie treats. Like, they're like probably 4 inches tall and about like 5 inches by like 5 inches in size. So they're like huge, man. That's what I need to fire down some of that Rice Krispie treat with the coffee I'm drinking right now, and I'll be bouncing off the walls, man. Ah, shit. Ah, crap. Alright, reset. Run away! Run away! So I did all that stuff to get these grains so that I could do the create the bowl. But this guy probably has already summoned the guy and killed him, so I can just go loot the quest reward. This is one of those few quests where if someone has actually done it, which he hasn't done it, But if he were of some of the guy and kill him, then I could just, you could actually loot the item. If somebody else does it, it's actually really cool. Probably scare the shit out of him. Like, oh my god, all these mobs are running right at me. So like if he's on this quest, which I don't think he is, I think he's probably just leveling maybe. See, like, she tagged him, it doesn't matter, right? See how she tagged him? It doesn't matter. Because when he drops the item, I'll still be able to loot it. It's rare in WoW that quests work that way. Yeah, they each have their own knockdown, which makes these guys really annoying. Which is why we're going to utilize our fear. So they cannot knock me down. Another knockdown. Preemptive renew, refresh bubble, wait about 5 seconds for bubble timer. Alright, let's see what we can do here. This will be interesting. Because we knew all of them are going to come. Big fear. Ah, would you stop fucking inviting me to guilds, man? I see that.
You were screwed.
That's okay. We're not screwed. Because we have the fear bomb, baby. Okay, maybe we're screwed a little.
You can kiss your ass goodbye. You were screwed.
Okay, maybe we're screwed a little bit. Oh no 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 no! Oh my god! Okay. Oh my god, 31 health. Not enough mana! No mana! Holy shit, that was close. No. I hope he didn't reset. Did he reset? He either died or reset. I feel like he reset, which would suck. Let's see if he did. No, he didn't. All right, cool. We're good, man. We're Gucci. Haven't died yet, baby. First time we die, I'm sure it'll be a PvP. I love that. I'm like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not good. I'm not good, I'm not good. No, we're good, we're good. No, no, we're not good. Fuck. I'm good. Yeah, let's not waste our poor. We're not that far. Don't be lazy. Use your feet, girl. I don't know if Jason was wanting me to stream. I don't know if he ever tuned in. Let me text him. Oh wait, our turn is up here. We gotta go back north. We gotta finish our crabs and turn in our fangs. Dude, yeah, that's usual. I don't know what. I don't have that problem. I mean, I do sometimes. Like sometimes when I play classic, you know me, I get burned out sometimes. Right now, I'm not really burned out. I'm enjoying because I'm playing something too. I don't play a lot. I don't play Priest a lot lately. I had that happen about like 3 weeks ago, where no matter what I played, I got bored. It always passes, though. There's been so many games that have come out lately that are like game of the year, you know what I mean? You know, like Expedition 33, but I'm like, I don't care how good people say it is. I can't sit here and play a turn-based game. I can't get too excited about a game that's turn-based. I don't care that you can, like, block. And like, I was watching Kane, and he's like, oh, this is, like, the greatest game of the year. And, like, I did an entire run where I would do fights, and I would block, like, or I would parry, like, every attack. And I'm like, that doesn't even sound like fun. I mean, yeah, that's cool. You're basically just iframe timing shit, right? Like, you're doing your little, you know, you're, like, getting down the exact time that you need to do your dodges, which is cool, but to me that's not really how I want to play, you know. I much rather enjoy like talent builds, like creating builds that are strong because of how you set up your character with your gear, your enchants, your talents. I like the cumulative effect, like all of these little things that add up to something that works really well. You know, your enchantments, your potions, whatever buffs you're using, whatever buff food you're using in combination with, you know. And then there's Tainted Grail. Hey, Voss, what's up? And then there's Tainted Grail, but from when I watched I think a Before You Buy video on that the other day, and they said it was riddled with bugs. Like, not like a little bit of bugs, like a lot of bugs. But have you played it, Voss? It did look good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looked good. But again, it's still a single player game, right? And I don't care how good it is. I can only play single player games for so long before I get bored, you know, because I enjoy being able to, like, you know, do some dungeons with people or do some PvP, whatever, you know. And not that I do that a lot, but I enjoy having the option to do that. Yeah, I think Tainted Grail to me looked way better than Expedition 33 as far as like what I would like. But again, single player game pretty much. I think Chrono Odyssey is the most exciting game right now. Chrono Odyssey and, you know, Ion 2 and Arcade Chronicles. You know, those three games all look interesting. You've watched others play? It was fun to watch at least. That's cool. No, it looked good. I almost bought it, but I was like, you know me. There's how many? Like what? I've bought like the last 2 or 3 games I've bought on Steam. I played for less than an hour and refunded every single one of them. You know, I bought Monster Hunter, played it for like 10 minutes, refunded it. You know, I bought The Elder Scrolls, what was it? The Elder Scrolls the reskin or whatever, that one game. Which one is it? Oblivion or whatever. Oblivion like remake or reskin. I bought it. Still haven't played it. You know? These guys hit so hard. Just shreds my shield. Alright, man. Good night, Zolson. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Saw CD for the win. I really don't want to kill level 20.
Feel free to browse. Be careful.
I'm listening. I am honored. Go in peace. Well met. Be good.
Great to meet you. See you soon.
Hey, what's up, Howard? How's it going, man? How you doing?
The loon be with you. Goddess, watch over you.
I was gonna work this morning, and then my wife wanted to go furniture shopping. We went out to American Signature Furniture, and honestly, we were there for 4 hours. I'm not even joking, because Signature Furniture has all this like couches and stuff, but you can customize the material. So you can like pick a couch you like. You can kind of customize the shape of the couch, whether it's how deep it is and how wide it is, L shape, and then there's like literally like 20 different
Peace be with you.
different types of materials you can pick. You know, so we were there for 4 hours.
What can I get for you today? Safe travels.
I gotta tell you, that shit wore me out. I'm tired, man. I'm an old man. I can't help it. Yeah. Well, we reserved a ton of stuff. They're holding for us, and then we waiting for the house to close, which should be this week, and we will see what we can see. All right, so we're just about done with Darkshore. We're gonna go ahead and go south. We're gonna knock out a few quests down here. Should put us around level 18, and then we can head over to, I guess, Westfall. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking to start healing some Dead Mines runs so we can just get some good XP. We need to start doing the quests to run through probably Dead Mines. Get that stuff set up. But I'm going to knock out some of these quests down here. Yeah, we'll look to see if we can get the Corsairs over. Yeah, exactly. Exactamundo. Ugh. What a nice moon. Moonlit night. Let me... A rare, even. What the hell? Seer healed him.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I see that. Yep.
Release. Protected. Move. Don't release.
It is. I agree. Oh, wait a minute. No. Yay. I think I got it, didn't I? I did. Sweet. Alright. Yeah. I always look to see if there's a group over there while I'm running around, and like a Grand Marshal person is just decked out. So very lucky indeed.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Let's kill these guys for some XP, why not? Right? I need the cloth anyway. Of course, I say that and then they're not giving me any cloth, the bastards. New level 18, nice.
The loon be with you. The loon light your path. What brings you here? A shaft of light.
Yeah, it is. It is probably one of the best, without doubt. Without a doubt, you are correct. Good old Secunda. You just started WoW a week ago, and I saw the classic. Is it fun? Too late to start? What class for it? Oh my god! So okay, first off, you've never played WoW before ever, JJ? Like, have you never played World of Warcraft? Because like, if you've never played WoW, then yeah, it's fun as shit. And what class to play for a noob? I would say, you know, I think. I mean, Hunter's really good for a noob. I think, you know, yeah, you never played. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking you. Because that kind of can play into it a little bit too. Hunter's a good class for, I mean, you know, like, you're 33? Okay, good. Okay, cool. So I just, sometimes I get somebody who's never played the game and I think maybe they could be like really young, maybe like 12 or 10 or something. But yeah, wow, you never played WoW. That's awesome, dude. I mean, you're in for a treat, in my opinion. It's one of the best games ever made. So I would say, you know, Hunter's really good. Like, if you look at the, you know, go onto the server here, and you know, this is the, you're gonna want to go into the anniversary realms. I would recommend Dreamscythe, the PvE realm. Since you're brand new to the game, I wouldn't recommend a PvP server because you're just gonna get ganked, and you know, for a new player, that's probably not a very good experience, unless you're really playing other MMOs where you're a PvP player in those games and you like PvP. But if not, which you're probably not, then I would recommend going PvE. Well, you just to 80 retail. Oh, so you have played WoW before. How long? So you said you have. So you have played WoW retail. Well, what class did you play in retail? But you've never played Classic. Classic's way different than retail, man. Way better, in my opinion. So the class in retail was your first tune, or? Oh, you did a monk? Holy shit, dude! That's I've not played a monk since the original Mist of Pandaria, so. So you're familiar with WoW then, and you played retail, even though it's not the same as Classic. I mean, you're familiar with. You're gonna be familiar with a lot of systems, just to a certain degree. You know, it's just gonna be a lot different in Classic. I don't know. I think. So I guess the next question would be, you like Gnome? I don't think a Gnome can be a hunter, though. I mean, if you're going to roll Gnome, you can be a mage. I think, what, mage, warlock, warrior. What else? Rogue. Mage, warlock. You started retail last week, okay. Are you saying you're gonna roll Gnome? Are you like definitely gonna roll Gnome? Because if you're gonna roll Gnome, that'll play into it a little bit. Let's go to the character creator really quick. Let's just go to the character creator and let's get rid of this music because it's kind of annoying me a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Sword. You don't have to be gnome. Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying, if you're going to create a gnome, I just want to say that you don't have a lot of options on gnome. Like Night Elf, you have 5 classes. Dwarf 5. Gnome's like the most limited. It's only 4 classes you can choose from. Yeah. So noob friendly, I would definitely recommend Hunter is one of the most noob friendly. I would also say Rogue is pretty cool. I don't know if it's necessarily noob friendly, but I think for a person who's never played Classic, I think Rogue is a fun class to play. So I would say, and then also let me ask you this though: do you prefer a class that's a melee class, where you're going to be right up next to your target, hitting them in the face while they're hitting you, or do you prefer a class where you're standing far away from them and you're like throwing spells at them or shooting arrows at them or something? Because that really makes a big difference. Do you want to be like in close with the enemy, like hand-to-hand combat, melee combat, or do you want to be ranged combat? Because that makes a big difference. So, or do you want to be a healer? I mean, I'm assuming you probably don't want to be a healer, because most people talk about playing Classic WoW for the first time. Usually a healer isn't the first thing they think of. You know what I mean? Unless you played Star Wars: The Old Republic. Well, I would say if you're going to go melee, I would say Rogue is definitely easier to pick up than I think Warrior. I'll just scroll online. I think Rogue's a little bit easier to pick up than Warrior. Personally, myself, I think Warrior's got a little bit more nuance to it. Rogue's a little bit more. That's not true. I mean, Rogue's got a lot of nuances too. It's, but I just think that Rogue does more damage initially. Like Rogue in the levels 1 through 10. Once you get dual wield, because you're going to start off with the Rogue, you can only wield one weapon, right? So you're going to have like a dagger. But once you hit level, I think 10, I think you get dual wield at 10. So then you're going to have dual wield. And then once you get dual wield, you're going to do a lot of damage. Warrior starts off, you don't really do a lot of damage, 1 through 10. And you get dual wield on a Warrior, I think at level 20. If you go down I don't know if you have to go down the Fury Tree to get it. I don't think so. And then, yeah, so you've done most of the classes. I mean, also, I was going to recommend Paladin, but the thing about the Paladin is like, the cool thing about the Paladin is you kind of get, it's one of what I like to call the hybrid class. The hybrid classes are Paladin, Druid, and Shaman. And when I say that, I mean they can heal, tank, or do damage. So they're hybrid classes. So the nice thing about playing like a Paladin, or if you're gonna go Horde or Shaman, I don't know which faction you're gonna go, but I pretty much mostly just play Alliance. So if you were gonna go Alliance, Paladin's really good. The only thing with Paladin is some people find it kind of boring because you don't have a lot of melee abilities like in the beginning. Like you have very few melee attacking abilities. You're gonna doing a lot of auto attacking. Like you're gonna get Seal at like I think at level 8, I think. I mean not Seal but Judgment. You'd be able to judge characters with your Seal. That's kind of feels like an attacking ability, even though it's kind of really not. I mean it is, but you're basically gonna be like auto attacking, throwing your Seal up, which is just a self buff, and then like judging people at level 8, and then you'll have like a hammer stun, Hammer of the Righteous, where you can like stun people. Is it called Hammer of the Righteous? But so you chose Monkey Retail because it could do all the roles. Yeah, okay. Well then I think, and then Druid. You got Druid. Now Druid's the only bad thing about Druid is like the Druid has some of the most annoying class quests. So like you're gonna have to go through these quests where you learn bear form. You're gonna have to go through a quest to learn aquatic form. You're gonna have to go through a quest to maybe learn how to cleanse poison. You don't have to do that one, but there are some quests where you're gonna be running around a little bit, right? And Druid, you get cat form at level 20. You get bear form at level 10. You're gonna feel really weak on the Druid 1 to 10, but then once you get bear form at 10, you're gonna feel much stronger. And then of course once you get Kitty at level 20, then if you're gonna go like DPS like Feral Druid, you're gonna feel pretty strong. You feel pretty good. And of course the Hunter and the Druid have movement speed increases at level 20. The Druid gets cat form, which you move faster in cat form outdoors. And then you get, I don't remember, travel form, I think it's level 30 on a Druid. So you're going to have some better movement capabilities on those classes. So whereas like a class like a Warrior or a Rogue has sprint, Warrior has nothing. Well, Charge, you have Charge, which you can kind of use as a movement ability to kind of navigate the world to a certain degree. I don't know, like, let me go to, let me see if I've got a realm where I've got a lot of characters. Classic. Deviant Delight. Yeah, so here we go. So here we've got like here's a paladin rogue. Like here's like a rogue's cool. Like I don't know.
What can I do for you? For the Alliance.
And I wish I could quickly show these without having to fly somewhere. Yeah, priest is a different thing altogether. Like priest is kind of boring to level, right? Yeah, priest is kind of boring to level. It's not, I mean, it just all depends, you know, like sometimes what looks boring isn't necessarily boring. It can still be fun. It just looks not fun. But yeah, I would say priest is kind of boring. It's very you know, simplistic. You do a lot of wanding, you know, shielding yourself with your powered shield, you know, throwing up Shadow Word Pain on enemies and just hitting them with your wand. So it's very chill, very laid back, you know, it's very stress-free. Warrior is really, really fun. I mean, Warrior class is really super fun. So Warrior has, you know, stance dancing. So Warrior, like, I really need to show you the Warrior class. The Warrior class is amazing. Like, if you want to talk about, like, probably one of the most fun classes to play, a Warrior for sure is definitely one of the most fun classes. I would say it's just one of the most dynamic because of the fact that you do have a lot of ability to kind of like weapon swap. You can like swap to dual wield. You can swap to a sword and shield, or you can swap to a two-handed weapon, and you can do all of that while you're in combat. And then you can set up your macros so that you're switching stances automatically based on what skills you're using. If I have a warrior setup like that, I'll show you really quick. So warrior's really cool, but it's not going to give you that flexibility of having any kind of. It's not like a hybrid class, you know. It's just a pure DPS class. I mean, you can tank, so I guess it is kind of a hybrid class. It's not. When I say hybrid, I mean a class that can do all three roles. But a warrior can be a tank or DPS. So I was just going to say, like, on a rogue, you've got sprint, right? So you got your sprint here. So you do have some movement abilities. You know, you can stealth, of course. I can stealth. I can open up with the ambush here. I'm going to go behind this guy. I'm just going to ambush him. Boom, ambush. I'm going to gouge him to interrupt his cast there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use my combo point finisher, Eviscerate there to finish him out. But you can see there's, you know, you have pretty good damage here. Same thing. I don't think I have cheap shot on this character yet. I'm just going to open up with ambush. You can see it does a lot of damage. And I have these weapons enchanted with fiery, so they have a chance to proc fiery weapon damage, which does a lot of damage. But the rogue is very strong. Like, yeah, thanks. I was really ready to level apparently. But the rogue is cool because you have, you know, good defensive abilities. You've got blind. You've got stuns. I mean, the rogue is really fun. Rogue is a very niche class. Like the skill ceiling on a rogue is probably the highest of any class. Like the ability to like the outplay potential, especially in PvP on the rogue class, is going to be probably the highest. Yeah, stealth is super cool, right? Like here's your stealth, right? What I like about Night Elf is you can fool people. Like I could break stealth, and then I could be running down, then I could just shadow meld, and people may think that I stealth, even though I didn't really stealth. I just went into my Night Elf racial shadow meld. So you can fool people into thinking that you just re-stealthed, even though you just basically shadow melded. So stealth, and plus Night Elves get a bonus to dodge. You get a 1% bonus to dodge, so that gives you a little bit more evasion as a rogue on a Night Elf. All right, so let's see if I have a warrior setup. But rogue's really cool, for sure. Rogue's super fun. And you're going to hit hard. Big DPS on a rogue. Do I have a warrior? Not on here. Let me change. I don't have a warrior here that's high enough level. Okay. This is my gray gear only warrior, so I don't want to. This is a hardcore gray gear only warrior. No, that's not a gray gear only warrior, is it? And let's try this one. Where am I at Westfall? Let's try this warrior really quick. Now this warrior is level 17, so she's not gonna have. Let's see. I'm not sure. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so defensive stance and battle stance. And let's see if I've got my weapon swaps. Okay, so yeah, so here I've got it set up for dual wield, but I don't have my macro set up. Do I have another one? So unfortunately, I don't have this character set up. But normally, you can see over here, I've got dual wield, and I've got sword and shield, and I've got two-hand weapon. I just don't have my macros set up apparently. Do I have a two-hand? I do have a two-hand weapon. Let's go ahead and set these up really quickly. And let's see. Nah, well, I can't. I don't have it. But anyways, let me just show you really quick. Warrior's pretty cool because, like, right now I'm in battle stance. Here, let's just put myself in defense. So I'm in defensive stance. I'm going to charge this guy. It's going to automatically put me in battle stance because of my macro. All right. Rend, you know. Now, I don't think I'm high enough level. Let's see. I'm trying to just look at my abilities. Battle shout. I can go into defensive stance here, and I can pop out a shield block here to help block damage. I've got an overpower here, or revenge. Every time I successfully block, I can use my revenge. I can add another bleed. I also have like a hamstring, which I can apply to the enemy that slows them down. So warrior's really cool. At level 17, you're not going to have a lot of ability. You're going to have some abilities in the warrior, but once you get up to like level 30 and stuff, the warrior really starts to shine quite a bit. Warrior's super fun too. The warrior doesn't do as much damage as the rogue at low levels. The rogue's going to do a lot of damage at low levels. The warrior's damage is going to come online a little better. The warrior damage scales really well with gear. So does the rogue, though. So does the rogue. But the rogue and the warrior are both really good. You can't go wrong with either of those classes. If you're looking for immediate DPS, those are going to be, really your bread and butter. And let's see. Anniversary Dream Scythe. What do I have on Doomhowl? I don't think I have anything on Doomhowl. Yeah, I got nothing. Oh, I've got a 39 warrior. I got a 39 warrior, but it's my gray gear only warrior, so I can't log her because she can die so easily that I wouldn't want to do that right now. Skull Rock. What's on Skull Rock? That's where we just were with Skull Rock. Sailbuck, Swiss Fall. Deviant Delight. Yeah, you definitely want to go Anniversary. Now here's the Paladin, Rogue, Paladin, Priest, Hunter. I got multiple Hunters here. This is a melee Hunter. Here, check this out. I'll show you something. We switch my WoW account here. Well, I've got 13 characters on Skull Rock. Lots of bankers. Okay, Hunter. Here we go. This warrior should be set up. Oh yeah, well, I mean, I've played this game ever since it came out. So this is a level 33 warrior. And this one should be set up. Let's see. Yeah, so I've set up with dual wield. It doesn't look like I have a sword and board setup though on this character. I have it. I just don't have it. Do I have a sword and shield? Let's see. I do. Yeah, this is set up. This is for my other character. That's okay. So we're gonna go here, and we're going to go here. All right, so you can see here what you want to do on a warrior is you want to be able to like weapon swap between, like right now I can weapon swap easily between dual wield, right? Or I can swap between a sword and shield, or I can go to my two-hand weapon, which that one's not set up either correctly. Let's see, 30D. This is not the right one. Ward and two hand. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. I'm screwing up my Grey Gear only warrior because those are the macros my Grey Gear only warrior uses. Oh well. I'll have to fix that if we ever play her again. Two hand, 30. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so now you can easily switch between. You can switch here between. No, it's okay. See, look, you can switch between a two-hand weapon, a sword and board, and dual wield, and you can do all this while you're in combat, right? So it's, and based on my macros, right? Like, I can go to battle stance, which increases my damage. I can go to defensive stance, which reduces the amount of damage I'm taking. I've got different macros that are going to automatically switch my things for me. So it's just really cool. Warrior's really cool. Warrior is really cool. Yeah, this is my warrior called the White Warden. You know. Yeah, the warrior's really so. You know. But I would say if you're new to Classic, I mean, you can't go wrong with Warrior. If you like tanking, Warrior is a good pick. If you like doing just a ton of damage, I would go Rogue. If you want to go with a class that's a little bit more easy, like more like noob friendly, then Hunter is really good. I wouldn't go Druid. I mean, if I was like, I wouldn't advise picking a Druid just because I feel like Druids are good at everything, but they're not really great at anything unless you really know the class really well. So I just think it's not the best class for somebody who isn't that familiar with Classic. And this is all Alliance. If you go Horde, it's different. I mean, Horde, you got Shaman, so, you know, Shaman's kind of like a Paladin, but different, so. Oh, I'm just tired because I had a long day, so. One thing that's weird, I mean, I play a lot of classes in a while, so. I play a lot of classes. Yeah, no problem. Priest is more like, I don't know. It's like it looks a little boring, but it's a little intricate. I mean, I've played the game for so long, right? I've played WoW since it came out in 2004, so like I do a lot of things just naturally because I'm used to playing the game for so long, and so I probably make the game look boring in a way sometimes because I don't really look stressed when I'm playing, but like someone who's not really used to playing certain classes, like you've never played a priest and you're leveling a priest, you're definitely gonna, if you get into a situation where you pull like multiple mobs, you're gonna struggle with it a lot more than I do because I know what to do. And that's the thing about WoW is this, you know, the combat may seem simplistic on the surface, but there is some method to the madness. There are nuances to the combat. There are certain situations where when you cast Power Shield, when you cast Renew, when you fear? When don't you fear? You know, there's all these little just things, and you're only gonna learn that by playing. And it's just WoW's surprisingly deep, I think, for the combat system. It's a lot deeper than people realize. Okay, let's just block all guild invites because I'm really sick of getting guild invited. We're gonna block all guild invites. The good old sword stuck in the... And here's a druid. Go ahead and buff this druid. Oh yeah, no, it is kind of boring. I mean, I would much rather be, you know, it's a lot more fun leveling like a warrior, right? As far as classes go, priest is probably one of the more boring leveling classes at low level, especially if you're going towards like a healing path. Since I'm setting this character up more as a healer, you know, if you're going to go DPS and you might shadow, it would be a little different, you know. Yeah, vanilla is way better than retail. I mean, it's like retail, you can just stomp everything. You can level to max level and just run through it's just going through the motions, right? In classic, when you're leveling, if you've never done it before, it's not that simple, you know. Things aren't going to be so easy. You're not going to know maybe how to set up your character, how to spec, what kind of... You may not know exactly what gear to get or what talents. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on there. You know.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
This is going to get ugly right here, I can tell you that.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I didn't really want to fear there, but didn't really have much of a choice. Yeah. Oh, he resisted. Yeah, it's a lot more difficult. Leveling in vanilla is way more challenging than leveling in retail.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Oh. Yeah, I am using add-ons. You don't have to use add-ons, but it can make, you know, because WoW's doesn't always have the best interface, I don't think. In fact, WoW's interface in Classic feels really, really dated, right? But yeah, I am using add-ons. I mean, the biggest one is my UI add-on, which is Guild Wars 2, right? If you go here, like this is the UI add-on I'm using, Guild Wars 2 add-on, which completely changes, you know, allows me to be able to move my HUD around, you know, scale stuff and all kinds of stuff, you know, auto repair, you know, auto sell gray items, that kind of stuff. And They're all respawning right now. Because that guy just came through and did the escort quest. Yes, just heal yourself to full. We always love that. No heal for you. Mommy! He goes, Mommy! Alright, let's take the talents. We are going to... What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Let's go ahead and finish out our spirit tap. And I'll also... We gotta hit our trainer, and we can get Shadow Word Pain 3, which is good, Shield is good, and of course Dispel Magic, which is okay, but not super important. I'm waiting for the NPC to show up, but she has not showed up yet. Wow, thanks for the sub, man, JJ. Have a good one, dude. Yeah, I hope you enjoy Classic. I mean, you should. It's a really great, it's an amazing game. It's an amazing game. Been playing it for played it for 20 plus years. Damn it, I couldn't get my fear off. Damn you! I'm just gonna fear you just because I'm mad at you for healing. And because I wanted to throw some star shards in. There's the quest giver. Alright. Eight minutes on thorns. Let's go, girl. Oh, she's still taking her own sweet time.
You can kiss your ass goodbye. You were screwed. You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I see that. Alright, you're pissing me off.
What is nature's call? Ah, the great outdoors. Is there trouble? What is nature's call? Is there trouble?
Alright, let's see if we can do our Moonstalker pulse. Look at that big moon. That is a big moon.
Ishnu Allah. Good luck, friend.
I'm not saying it was your fault, although you could have done more. Oh, you're so naive, yet so. How could this be done with such a smiling sweetheart? Oh, and your sweet and pretty face is such an ugly way. Something so
What
beautiful.
brings you the loon?
Oh, that every time I look inside, I know
God is
she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, or she's still out to get me. And I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false it may be, she's still out to get me. I may say it was your fault, because I know you could have done more. Oh, you're so naive, yet so. How could this be done with such a smiling sweetheart? Oh, and your sweet and pretty face is such an ugly way. Something so beautiful. But every time I look inside, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. And true or false it may be, or she's still out to get me. And I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. And true or false it may be, she's still out to get me. So how could this be done with such a smiling sweetheart? Oh, you're so naive, yet so. It's such an ugly thing for someone so beautiful. Oh, that every time you're on his side, I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. And true or false it may be, or she's still out to get me. And I know she knows that I'm not fond of asking. And true or false it may be, she's still out to get me. Just don't let me down. Just don't let me down. Hold on to your kite. Just don't let me down. Just don't let me down. Hold on to your kite. Just don't let me
Yo, just don't let me down. Hold on to. Hey, just don't let me down. Ooh, we got our new rank of star shards. Sweet.
Goddess what they will.
Nice. Very nice. Spell. I'm thinking dispel. It's gotta be R, right? It's gotta be. And why don't I have it on my bars? Cool. Up, down, and around, please don't let me hit the ground. To myself, I do believe. In this world. Hello, friends and people down below. This world we have no place to go. Thoughts from above hit the people down below. People in this world we have no place to go. Oh, it's the last time. 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 Oh, it's the last.
Times when this place gets kind of empty. Sound of their breath fades with the lights. I think about
Hello,
the loveless fascination
can you light your path?
under the Milky Way tonight.
Vishnu Allah. Farewell.
Lower the curtain down in Memphis.
tears. You're alive and I'm still here. Some half human creature thing. Can you bring life to anything? Take this to make you better. Eventually you'll die. If you don't love me, don't tell me. I've never asked you and I never ask why. Such a shame. Well, whose fault is that? If it wasn't mom and dad, well, it must be yours. We'll have none of that. Just looking for a protector. God never reached out in time. There's love that is a savior, but that ain't no love of mine. My love, it kills me slowly. Slowly I can die. And when she sleeps, she hears the blues. See shades of black and white. Gotta stay cool, you hot head. Count to 1,000 before you sleep in bed. Read the news, pass the time. Drink the juice, feeling fine. Gotta stay cool, you hot head. Count to 1,000 before you sleep in bed. Read the news, pass the time. Drink the juice, feeling fine. No one wants to feel this sad. Just looking for a protector. God never reached out and died. There's love that is a savior, but that ain't no love of mine. My love, it kills me slowly. Slowly I could die. And when she sleeps, she hears the blues. See shades of black and white. Just looking for a protector. God never reached out and died. There's love that is a savior, but that ain't no love of mine. My love, it kills me slowly. Slowly I could die. And when she sleeps, she hears the blues. See shades of black and white.
I am honored. Good luck, friend. Ishnu Daldiel. Good luck, friend. How may I help? Farewell.
Oh, but why did it not? Oh. Expert.
Goddess bless you.
There we go.
Asha Fela.
Take all your chances while you can. Never know when they'll pass you by. Like a sum the mathematician cannot solve. Like me, trying my hardest to explain. It's all about your crossing kisses, those first steps that I can't calculate. I need some more love, you to take me over, take me over. If I had the chance to start again, then you would be the one I'd come and find. Like the poster of Berlin on my wall. Maybe there's a chance our walls might fall. It's all about your crossing kisses, those first steps that I can't calculate. I need some more love, you to take me over. It's all about your crossing kisses, those first steps that I can't calculate. I need some more love, you to take me over. No idea, 'cause I can't calculate how to live, start again, how to start again, how to start again, how to start again.
Pushing at the neck puts pressure on the chest. Calm sorrow. Look close, even closer. It's not black, it's just the shade, just shadow. Forget. In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows, hides the face, lies a snake, the sun in my disgrace, boiling heat, summer stench. Neath the black, the sky looks dead. Call my name through the cream, and I'll hear you scream again. Black Carl's son, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come?
Here there, talk to me.
just how much I gotta show, but I figured it out. Two hearts make good friends sometimes. You got in mine. And I gotta get out, finding thoughts inside my head.
What can I
You got in mine.
Let's get her back.
I'm getting out, not getting far. Tie your fears around, along and burn it down. Soft hands enough. How can I feel? Tie your fears around, but I'm alright now. And I never know just how much I gotta show. I figured it out. Two hearts make good friends sometimes. You got in mine. And I gotta get out, finding thoughts inside my head. You got in mine.
How would I like to see the future of Anniversary Realms? Do you want to see... I do. I want to see Wrath of the Lich King, and then... I don't think I want to see anything past that. In fact, I know I don't. I want to see it go through Wrath of the Lich King and then stop there. Because keep in mind, if it does that, I mean, you're talking another, what, like another year and a half at least? So, and then I think after that point, it's a good stopping point. I mean, to me, and at that point, they really need to start... If they did that and they took this all the way through Wrath of the Lich King, I think at that point, we already know they're probably working on like a WoW 2.0. At least that's the rumor. They also may be working on like a Classic Plus or something similar. So I think, you know, a year and a half or 2 more years of doing Anniversary Realms, and then they should be able to hopefully start coming out with, you know, like, they really need to sunset retail WoW. Just get rid of it. Like, after the War Within 3 expansions, I would love to see them sunset retail WoW. Well, I don't think they ever would, because Blizzard doesn't really have a record of wiping any servers. Like, they start servers and they just leave them up forever almost. Like, we have so many servers that are completely dead, but they're still running, right? No, I mean, just, yeah, they would just become Wrath of the Lich King, like Era Realms, I guess. Yeah. Or because Blizzard has a really hard time shutting down realms. They don't like to do it because I guess they feel like they'll lose players. Like, if they leave the server up running, they'll keep people playing the game for... But I think at some point when the servers get completely dead... But I mean, Blizzard's just really good. They're really good leaving servers up. They don't want people to, you know, they don't want people to lose their progress. But what I mean is stop rolling out expansions. Like, I want Anniversary to go through Wrath of the Lich King, and at that point I don't want them to roll out any more expansions on top of that Anniversary realm. And it would just stay Like you said, it could be an Era Wrath of Lich King, I guess. At that point, just leave it as an Era Wrath of Lich King. And then, but then I think they really need to do something else. I mean, either come out with Classic Plus or come out with. I just don't like when I was looking at what's his name who did the video on Classic 2.0 or whatever. Can't remember. I think it was Preach Gaming who did it. I didn't like his thoughts on WoW 2.0. Like I wasn't happy with kind of where he was talking about. Like he was talking about WoW 2.0 just being like an upgrade to the client, like make the client more modernized, which needs to happen. But I just don't want to see. I've always been a big proponent of them just sunsetting WoW and just coming up with a new MMO. Just straight up do a new MMO. I mean, you have the ability to create MMOs. We know that you have the ability to make good MMOs. I mean, come up with like something else. But the thing is, they won't. And they tried that, and that's what Overwatch became. Overwatch came out of the death of Titan, and Titan was going to be a sci-fi MMO, and it didn't work because they said it wasn't fun. It just feels like Blizzard wants to take the safe path and just run WoW for as long as they can, just as a cash cow, and which I understand, but I don't want to play WoW forever. I only play WoW because there's no other MMO that I like more than WoW. As soon as an MMO comes out that I like more than WoW, I won't be playing WoW. That's the thing. MMOs keep popping up and they just don't last. They're just not very good. I don't see retail stopping anytime soon. I think at some point it has to stop. What'll stop retail is if just nobody's playing it. But the problem is the problem with World of Warcraft, one of the biggest problems, and the reason why Blizzard probably will never shut it down, is because so many people are so invested in it. So many people have spent so much time, especially these people that are completionists, people that are getting every mount, getting every pet, completing every quest in the game, like those people are never going to want to quit playing because they've invested too much time in the game. Yeah, they're too committed, like you said. No, I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah, that's what you were talking about. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, that's I just don't want to play it. I'm not one of those people who's a completionist, but I don't want to play. I hate retail. Like I play retail for PvP. I like, and I actually liked War Within. I thought War Within was the zones and stuff I thought were really cool, and the storyline was decent. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. But I thought the zones were some of the better zones they've done. Dragonflight I thought was pretty bad. I mean, it wasn't like horrible or anything. I just thought it was just boring. I thought the zones weren't that great. Shadowlands was just the worst expansion ever. It was terrible. Story was awful. Everything about it was bad. I don't have any faith. I lost faith in Blizzard a long time ago, I never did Blitz. Was Blitz? I mean, there's solo queue, but solo queue is not. It's kind of a misnomer. Like solo queue isn't solo queue. I mean, it's solo queue in that you queue individually. But what I wanted to see was Blizzard create an actual 1v1 arena, where you just queue, and it's just random. Like you queue as a warrior, and you 1v1 against whoever shows up. I think solo queue would be cool. They don't have that though, do they? They don't have like a solo queue, like where it's just you versus one other player. They have a queue, right? They don't have that, do they? But whatever, like I said, we got a lot of MMOs coming pretty soon. Hopefully one of them's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that though. I would love to see it like a solo queue, like just a 1v1. I think it'd be fun. I mean, it's going to be rock, paper, scissors. A lot of people are going to say it's rock, paper, scissors, where it's like, well, if you're, certain classes are going to have a huge advantage over other classes, but, whatever. I think the most interesting thing they could do with WoW, like something that they could come out with that's based on WoW, on the World of Warcraft IP, would be Classic Plus. But the problem is I have zero faith in Blizzard. I have zero faith that they understand what Classic Plus really is. You know? And of course everybody's and it's hard because everybody has their own idea of what Classic Plus is, but I think me being that I've played tons and tons of WoW ever since the game's been out, and I've played on tons and tons of private servers, I think I have a very good idea of what the majority of people want. I know what the majority of the classic Andes want, right? You know, there's key things that they want. You know, they don't want a ton of changes. Like, most people don't want, like, super crazy changes. We want to keep the feel of vanilla World of Warcraft. I mean, why do we play vanilla? Because we like vanilla WoW. So you don't really want to make massive changes to the gameplay of vanilla WoW. You just want to enhance it. You want to fix, like, some of the glaring issues, some of the flaws. You want to add new content, you know, stuff that's going to make the game, you know, just continue to progress. You know, want to add more. There's so many things. Like, we need to add more set-based gear. We need to add way better crafting. We need to add a lot more crafting recipes. It's stupid that it's stupid that we don't have like a weaponsmith that can make a freaking bow. I don't even think you can craft a bow in WoW, which is like the dumbest thing ever. There's so many like glaring issues with vanilla WoW. They could easily be corrected, and none of them in any way affect the gameplay as far as like changing the basic gameplay of what WoW is, of what vanilla WoW is, you know. But they enhance it. They make the game better, you know. You're fixing glaring stuff like give the paladin a taunt, you know, make Feral Joe's a little bit more balanced. You know, there's just little things. They're not huge changes, but these little changes all add up to like really great things, you know. What's up, Xpoos, and how's it going, man? I mean, so. But I don't have no faith in Blizzard. Zero faith in Blizzard. Absolutely zero faith in Blizzard. I do not think they have the people there that have the balls or have the correct finger on the vibe of what really is Classic Plus. There's too many big name streamers who haven't even played WoW since the beginning, who are super popular, and Blizzard's much likely to listen to them over the majority of players that have been around since the beginning, who actually have a really good idea of what vanilla WoW is. And I think the people that have played on like a lot of classic Andes who played on like, you know, all the private servers, who, you know, Blizzard's going to listen to the big streamers more than they're going to listen to the majority voice of people like me, you know. And you got people that are just stupid, you know, people like Zaryu, who's, you know, nice guy, but a phony fuck who doesn't really have an understanding of, I don't think he understands the game from a certain point of view. You know, I mean, he's not a phony fuck. I shouldn't say that. When I say phony fuck, what I mean is there's so many streamers who over accentuate. Like they you know, they'll look at like a video of like upcoming changes to WoW. They'll be like, oh my God, you know, and they'll like talk in these grandiose gestures, and it's all for show. I mean, they don't go out to a restaurant and talk like that. You don't go out to the restaurant and say, wow, look at that really cool steak this restaurant's offering. You go, oh my God, look at that steak. You know, you don't do that because you'd look like a fucking idiot, right? But it's completely acceptable to do that as a streamer, you know. But yeah, Blizzard's going to listen to the streamers more. They're going to listen, and the streamers don't know. Some of them do. I mean, you know, there's some streamers that have a pretty good idea, but the general streamer populace is just a bunch of fucking douchebags, in my opinion. So, I will always speak. I'm always gonna tell it like like it is. Like, I'm always gonna speak my mind, whether anybody believes me or cares to believe me. I really don't give a shit. But I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. And I think a lot of the streamers that cover World of Warcraft, or all they care about is making money. All they care about is stroking their own ego. They don't care about the game, you know. They don't care about the quality of the game or the longevity of the game, for that matter. I don't believe they do. They would rather, you know, line their pockets with money. But even more important, most of them would rather just stroke their fucking ego.
What's on your mind?
Interesting.
Well, I'm going to bed pretty soon. I've been streaming for 3 hours and 40 minutes. It is 2 a.m. here. I have to work tomorrow, so I need to get some sleep. Gotta write some code tomorrow, and a lot of it. Just getting my priest over here to the Stormwind area. So we're ready to do some of the quests in this location. Do some Dead Mines runs, do some healing. Yeah, it was good to see you, JP.
King's honor, friend. Be careful. Light be with you. Go with honor, friend.
Oh yeah, I always stock up on scrolls, man. Every little buff helps, man. Every little buff helps. It's free learning. 20. Who's McCloven? I don't think he meant to invite me to a group. That would be an accident.
Good day to you. See you around.
King's honor, friend.
Take all your chances while you can. Never
Be
know
careful.
when they'll pass you by. Like a sum the mathematician cannot solve. Like me, trying my hardest to
something? Have a good one.
Thanks, JP. I don't have the members set up. You know, I've had people ask me about setting that up before. I need to set that up. I don't have the membership set up, but I would love to get that set up. I know there was one guy, Jawbone, who's always donating money to me, and he always wanted me to set it up. The hardest thing I had with the membership is I just didn't know what to. You know, I wasn't sure what levels. I was gonna put in pretty inexpensive levels. You know, like people could like subscribe for like, you know, $1.99 a month or maybe $4.99 a month, and maybe I thought the levels would be like $1.99 a month, like $4.99 a month, and then like $9.99 a month, and then, but then I got to figure out what am I going to give people, you know, and I mean, you give people access to the Discord, give people different ranks in the Discord. I thought I would, you know, I would put out like, you know, like any kind of like streaming stuff that I do, like put out some videos on like, you know, what macros I use, like, you know, what add-ons I, you know, do a video for add-ons. And you could release those things as kind of member only or earlier to the members, you know, like early access. But I don't know, you know, I think it's one of those things I just wasn't sure what people would want. And I'm a little bit lazy. That's the biggest problem. But I needed to probably, what would be really good for me is to get somebody to help me set up some of that stuff. Somebody who's really good with that stuff. Not that I couldn't do it, because I could do it. I need somebody to kick me in the ass. You know what I mean? I need somebody to kick me in the ass to create it. You know. I know it's kind of stupid. Like if I had created a membership a long time ago, I'm sure I would have made more money. But like I said, I've never streamed because I'm trying to make money. It'd be nice to make money, obviously, and it would be a really nice benefit. To get something out of it, and you know, yeah, yes, please do, and I've got there's a really nice guy that does the Cargos, that works with Cargos on his Discord, and his name is Vincent. Vincent seems to be good at that kind of stuff, and I need to talk to Vincent. You know, I've talked to him quite a lot about that kind of stuff, you know, about setting up memberships. And anyways, do I want to do Humble Beginnings? I guess we can grab it, but I think I'm gonna log off for now. We did quite a bit. We got to level 18 and a half. We came all the way from the Night Elf area into Stormwind. We're ready to kind of work our way towards getting into the Dead Mines, you know. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, I'll try to stream tomorrow night if I can. I'm gonna be working, like doing a lot of coding today for work, so I may not stream today, like later today, just because I may be too tired after working. But we'll see. We shall see. I'm sure my slash plate is pretty awful. Let's take a look. I'm not a speed leveler, that's for sure. We're looking at, okay, 12 hours. So we've played 12 hours and we're level 18. I guess that's not too bad. And I also spent time on professions as well, so. You see the leveling path? Well, we're probably gonna do Westfall until we can like do some of the Dead Mines and stuff. I'd like to do the Westfall quest, do some of the Dead Mines, do some Dead Mines runs, and try to push myself up to make maybe 23, 24. Once we hit like 24, then what we're gonna probably do is I may do Lakeshire. Maybe do some Lakeshire, but we really only need to get like maybe 25. Once we hit 25, we can do Darkshire, do some of the Darkshire quests, but I'd like to start doing, yeah, we'll probably do Darkshire. And then once we get, once we get to like 30, we'll try to do some quests. Let's see, what is it? I mean, not quests, but I meant more dungeons. I'd like to try to do dungeons just to try to expedite the leveling a little bit. So we can do the dead mines to like maybe 20, you know, like 23. And then we could start doing like Shadowfang Keep if we really wanted to. You know, we could like push Shadowfang Keep. And then of course there's the stockade. We can do stockades. And then I mean, we honestly, we could just do dungeons. We could spend a lot of time just doing dungeons. Because, you know, I've done so much WoW questing over the years that I really don't like questing in World of Warcraft. Kind of burnt because I've done the quests like what feels like thousands of times. So, yeah. But I am not a speed leveler. I'm not like someone who levels really quickly. One thing I do like to do though, which probably pisses people off, I do like to level on rest time a lot. So what I'll do is, you know, like I am leveling my hunter here as well. So there'll be times when we'll level the priest, you know, and then we'll take a break from the priest just because the hunter is built up like max rest time. And we'll knock out a couple levels on the hunter, you know, burn out the rest time, get back to the priest, you know, and then level the priest again until the hunter, you know, so we kind of bounce around. And it actually, optimally, if you have like 3 characters, that's kind of the best thing to do, is because you can like level one character for like, you know, 10 levels. Jump on this one, burn off their rest time, then jump on like your other third character, burn off their rest time, then jump back to the first one. So if you're leveling 3 characters at once, that's almost like the best. As far as like trying to optimize rest time, that works pretty well. So, and I do have 3 characters, but I'm sure that my paladin here is on full rest time. I don't think my hunter's gonna have a lot of rest time because we were playing her just like, you know, like 3 or 4 days ago. So she is, well, she's 58% rested, so she's got a little bit of rest time. You know. But yep. But I will catch you guys later, man. I gotta get some sleep. I hope you guys have a good day. Wherever you are in the world, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next. Yeah, JP, definitely remind me. And if people in the stream have ideas on what they would like to see as like kind of like membership levels, like what would you want to see? Would you want to see guide videos, you know, macro videos, add-on videos? Or would you just want to see early access to stream? Or would you just want to, I don't know, you know, what do people want? You know, I mean, to me, like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know what people would want to get, but anyways, I'll catch you guys later. I'll think about it. In the meantime, I'll try to think about what we would put in those membership levels. But peace out.